recording, so we're ready to go.
Welcome everybody to the Dark Horse Slugging Association. We are back with our final week of games. I'm Dawson, here with my co-host.
I'm Nathan, everyone. Nice to be back again, Dawson. Glad to see you here tonight. I'm excited for some action tonight as we move into the final week of the season. So, yeah, I'm excited to see what we have in store for us tonight.
Oh, absolutely. We got an interesting one with Mushroom Cloud and Warriors Wigglers coming up, with Mushroom Cloud with just playing for pride at this point, with Warriors Wigglers in a must-win situation. We saw Mushroom Cloud almost do the unthinkable, almost taking down Fury at the end of last week's game. And the Wigglers struggled and ended up losing a close one to the Royals. What are you looking at whenever you see this game on paper?
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at this game, and I know Mushroom Cloud at this point in the season, they're just, out there fighting for pride in this sense, just trying to get their feet under them and just prepare for next season. We know that, we've heard from the GM, the talks and everything. But the Wigglers, I mean, they really just need to show some fight here and show some drive to want to win this thing, right here, right now, and really prove themselves to be in the playoff race. And I think I'm primarily looking for Wiggler and PD and Wario as the main people to really step up on this team. And PD's done well in the field, but we know he's struggled at the plate. And it's going to be interesting to see, what this team does and how they come out in this game. And really they need to just come out with fire and come out with the willingness to win and just prove that they can play in this league.
Yeah, absolutely. With this team, it's completely different from how they started the season, with GM Brandon just completely changing the entire team with the pick trades and getting the entire team as a shell of its former self. But then they're playing better than they ever did off draft. So, I mean, you think that this is a team that, despite the losses, have everything to play for. So, but looking to the Wigglers, what do you see from the star player PD? I mean, just recently named an all-star. Many are going to say that was based off of the draft pick alone being the first overall pick. What do you think PD's playing for coming into this?
I think the people who say that they're just trying to find a way to down what he's been doing on the field. PD, he's done so well in the field, whether he's at second base or shortstop. He's done great at making plays happen, especially whenever it counts and really matters to the team. I think the problem is just his hitting performance has not been what you expect out of a big power hitter in this league, and especially not out of your 1-1 overall. I mean, we were expecting him to be putting up close to, if not the, most home runs this season, and so far he's not quite there. He's been struggling to hit them out of the park, and whenever he does hit balls in the field, it's been hard to get him past the infield. So just need him to step up in his hitting game and really focus on getting that bat moving and being there for the team to provide for them whenever they need the runs on the board.
Well, I mean, you're exactly right with that. But we're getting the signal. It's looking like they're ready to take us down the field. So let's get after it. Let's go see this game.
Yeah, and for you, Dawson, I'm curious to see what you think about Mushroom Cloud here and where you want to see them at after this game. I mean, I guess in a sense, what I'm asking is, do you think that this game is a chance for them to win, or do you think that this is just another game in the books for them?
And I think they have everything to play for still. So I think you're still going to see the pride, especially keeping Fury in the closest game Fury's played all year, almost stealing that game at the end. I mean, I'd expect them to bring their A game and play with the same fire as if it was opening day, because every game's opening day for them.
Yeah, Sorry, go ahead. Finish your statement.
It's just, especially whenever it comes to looking at next season, being able to end the season in the right way, especially after you've already clinched everything you need to. You're going to have the highest odds in the lottery. I mean, it doesn't really matter what happens the next two games for Mushroom Clouds, but they still can play spoiler and still end with some wins at the end here and really take that momentum into next season.
Yeah, I agree. And it's, we see him here go up, three down. Some of that is the infield there. doing the work, but also Spivey, who's up to bat now. He's been pitching so great this season, as he line drives there to shortstop. But he's been doing so well this season, and you love to see it coming out of me in this league. Some of the undervalued players coming in this year, to see him step up and really just take charge of that mound up there. So glad to see him doing well still.
Absolutely. So that puts Wigla up with the opportunity with a runner on first.
Oh, and
just barely.
And this is
that's gone.
Early home run from Wigla. Man.
So something I was gonna say is that Wigla felt a little snubbed by not making the All-Star team. I mean, you can see he's showing some anger there as he crushes that one to take a 2-0 lead to start.
Yeah, he's coming out tonight with what seems like something to prove. We haven't seen him really hit very well this season as a whole, and coming out in first hit is just a home run out of the park. Is you love to see it, but you just hate that it came after the All-Star voting.
And then you think that could have helped his case.
Absolutely, and honestly, it's gonna help them here getting on the board early. Forcing Mushroom Cloud to try to play from behind. Really key from them there as Petey gets out here at second and Peach turns to double play there.
Something I want to bring up with that Wigla home run. That's Wigla's first extra base hit all season.
That is something, extraordinary, especially out of a player who you expected to come into the league and just, do well. And he's just been struggling a little bit, especially, like you said, to get those extra bases.
Set Toadette with a chance early, and Green Toad crushes it. No chemistry helps, so could be an out here.
Yeah, it's Toadette. Schwartz back, tags up at first.
Another All-Star in Toadette. So getting off started early. Let's see if Noki's going to be able to take advantage of this opportunity with some speed at first.
And the line drive up the middle, and Wigla misses a layout there. And honestly, one thing about Wigla, I think one of the biggest reasons why he struggled so much was sorry, I'm having technical difficulties over here. Okay, and I believe I'm back.
So that's a power hit, hits it straight to Kamek, who had just come out. So Kamek goes 2 2/3. I mean, giving up only 2, you can't be too mad about that. Something that we've seen a lot more of lately is some pretty good defense in low-scoring games. This looks like the trend's going to continue here.
Yeah.
Mushroom Cloud have a chance to open it up when Toadette goes 2 for 2 today already.
Yeah, and a good item usage there to just ensure that she gets to first. You were talking about low-scoring games. I think part of that is going to be it's just some of the attrition towards the end of the season. Just players, getting worn out on these games. Playing 2 games a week is pretty tough on their bodies. So I think some of these low-scoring games could just be that players are getting a little tired. Struggling to hit, struggling to run, things like that.
Well, I'll give you the counterpoint right there, is I think defense is just tightened up. Petey with a great defensive play. We're seeing a lot of great defense as of late. So, I mean, something we will never say about Petey is his defense is lacking. Petey's been one of the better defenders. That's definitely part of why he got that All-Star nod.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, and he comes up to the plate after getting that great out, and so you want to see him do something here, and hate to see it, just another out there.
Seems like more of the same for Wigla, which is tough. Or Petey, I apologize.
Unfortunately, but he's still playing well in the field, which is something to keep his head high up for. So I heard the coaches really praise him for his ability to get out there and get down So glad to see him, at least doing well in the field right now, and coach is still talking him up in the dugout whenever he, if he does get out there. So.
Well, shout out Abe, another MVP candidate over there. A great time to catch to lock it down.
Yeah. Wario reaches first there with JT up now.
Places it to the outfield.
Ooh, that was an out. Toadette got there and caught that.
Showing the range. She's got some speed out there in center. Mushroom Cloud, they trusted her. She was one of the pieces that was on the do not trade list for that team. Kind of that franchise tag. You wonder if she's going to get that official franchise tag next season or not. A lot of people, there's a lot of interesting questions floating around Mushroom Cloud about what 3 players are going to be coming back next season, and you would hope to see that she comes back as a pillar for that Mushroom Cloud team.
Yeah, I know. I've heard some talks around the GM office. From some of our reporters, and it seems like no one was really sure what's going to happen around that team. They're kind of questioning, like you said, which direction do they go, because they have Peach as their captain, but I mean she's right now one of the nominations for the least valuable player in the league, and so you hate to see it, but it's a lot of questions of, do they stick with her and try to work around it, or do they just let her go and try to build something new?
I would say this is another team in Warriors Wiggles. That's Luigi, after almost hitting it out to left field, slightly foul, flies out. I would say another one is the Wiggles also are in a kind of a state of flux. You have a couple obvious selections in PD, and you would think that Wiggles is a partner that you would want to keep that strong infield. Beyond that, I've heard different rumblings about there's a lot of off-the-field stuff that's working well for Wario, but on the field it's been a struggle as a captain, where Luigi has been thriving and striving. So you wonder what that's going to look like for next season for the Wigglers, especially if they aren't able to make the postseason, if changes are going to be necessary. So we're in a tough situation for both of these teams as we round out, we head to the final 2 innings. You need to see some action from Mushroom Cloud, because this has been that'll get down. As this has been a very low-scoring affair, not much offense. It's just come off of 2 hits.
Yeah,
the Wigglers.
I mean, at least Abe here starting off strong with a base hit, but then Peach steps up and gets out again, and I believe that means that she's 0 for 3 now in this game. So
yeah, it's tough. It's really tough.
Yeah, and I will say Spivey not the easiest pitcher to hit off of, as we've seen, as Toad gets a good hit here, and that's going to send Abe to third.
He's just going to get in under the wire. Great base running.
Man, and this is a player in scoring position, and he's going, and they're going to bunt, and and it just goes foul. Let's see if they're doing it again. They're going for it. Man, like, one thing that you teach your players there is, no matter what, you just make contact with that ball. And from Toadette, we know she knows how to do it, and Abe's gonna get in here, but it's just one of those things that if they're stealing home on that type of play, it is make contact no matter what.
I mean, it ended up working in their favor, where Toadette, has shown absolute clutchness before, slaps it to the outfield to get one in.
Yeah, and I
mean, she almost. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I think that's part of the deception there of as Wiggle just misses it, and this game is tied up now with only 1 out so far.
This is so interesting. This game is. So you talk about her have to make contact. She almost crushed that ball. You saw the infield running up to go make a play, but
yeah, and that's part of it. Playing some mind games there, where fake the bunt, try to act like you're going to steal home and just try to make contact. Force that infield to come in a little bit and play a lot closer. As Noki just can't beat the throw. But you force the infield to play up, and then she just hits the ball to the outfield through the gap where nobody's at. So, but all in all, a successful inning there as the Mushroom Cloud is now tied this game up going into the bottom of the 6th.
This is the part of the lineup. If you can get through this, you're doing good.
Yeah, and
Yellow Toad's already been on twice this game, so shutting Yellow Toad off of the bases once again is always good.
And this man up
Go
to
ahead.
bat, the lone reason why they have two runs on the board right now. So
A slap, and that gets on base for Petey. I mean, you've seen Petey hit home runs when there is very little to play for. So let's see if his team needs it most, if he's gonna be able to step up here.
yeah, this is a huge moment for PD right now, I think.
But he crushes it, but it's
It's not far enough. Oh, but it gets down. And a good item usage there, and Wiggler's coming home. And he's gonna make it.
that's gonna put the Wigglers up 3-2. That's great item usage by Bloopa. I'm shocked Toad couldn't get there.
Yeah, I thought one of them was gonna get there. It looked like they almost arrived at the same time, so maybe they thought that each other were gonna get that, and they just, they both backed off instead of just going for it. But
Well, I mean, all you could say is great play by Petey to at least put it in play, and Bloopa for the item, which really is the big reason that run was scored.
yeah, and double play here, so they get out of the inning, only let him score one. But man,
You're on the weakest part of your order, and you have to score one to keep this game going.
I mean, this is pretty huge, and it's going to be a close game. We saw him take it close with Fury last week, and Wiggler makes a good play there.
2 outs to work with. Baby Peach and Felix up for you.
Yeah, you have Baby Peach. We've seen the babies. Sometimes they hit well, and sometimes they just struggle as she tries to hit it out of the park.
Two great plays by Wiggler.
Yeah, you love to see him stepping up here whenever it really matters.
Here comes 1 out left to work with.
And Pete
That's gonna
is gonna seal it.
That's gonna do it. What a great performance by both of these teams defensively. Lucky to survive. I think that's the best way to put that. Lucky to survive for the Wigglers. It doesn't matter if it's pretty or ugly, but you would have liked this one to be a lot better than just a 3-2 win, especially as far as the point digs go.
Yeah, this turned out to be an interesting game. It was looking there for a minute like it was just gonna be just a 2-0 and just hold that lead the entire game, but Mushroom Cloud made a little bit of a comeback there, and then the Wigglers just able to find some magic in a sense in the field and get the ball past the outfield, and just couldn't get it in time. So Wigglers here are going to take the win, and looks like we have Petey and Wiggler both played stats wise very well, and Toadette there on the other team, she looked to be the leader in this, which you would expect nothing less out of your lone all-star. So
Absolutely. Well, that's going to do it from us up here. We thank you for watching this first one, and we're going to take you on to our next game. And that being said, I'm Dawson.
and I'm Nathan.
We'll see you next time.